We've started our playthrough of Pokemon Radical Red, a difficult fan-made game encompassing the original story of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, albeit with a few extra cameos along the way. So far, we faced a myriad of challenges, but with our trusty Mudkip and team of 6, we managed to make our way to Pewter City Gym to have an epic showdown with Brock. Navigating a self-destructing Cutsap Geodude and an air balloon Varoom, the team pulled through and defeated Brock. And with that, we claimed our first gym badge. Gym badge in pocket and a skip in our step, we could start making our way towards Mount Moon. On our way, we stopped by an elderly man who sold us a Wonder Egg for a mere 5,000 Pokédollars, managing to hatch a Zorora for our troubles. Not too bad at all. Another of Oak's aides stopped us to give us a new key item, which seemingly would allow us to enter Pokemon dens and catch special Pokemon. I decided to check one out and managed to pick up a Fletchling with the Gale Wings ability, something that I'm sure would be coming in handy later. We also picked up a Nidoran female, along with an evolution for Swamps and a Magikarp before reaching Mount Moon. The mountain proved straightforward enough, brushing aside the trainers within whilst also adding an Alolan Geodude and a Noibat to our roster. I was conscious at this point that we need to start catching these sorts of Pokemon now, as each gym battle would throw new challenges our way, and having some power in our reserves for the likes of Erica and Blaine wouldn't be a bad thing. Daphne nearly took down the entire cave by rolling a magnitude 10 in our first rocket battle as we continued to progress through, until finally we reached the Fossil Guy, which saw the game throw its first double battle our way. The battle itself wasn't too scary, outside of a self-destructing Voltorb and stally Sableye, but it was really driving home the strategy starting to come into effect. And it was ruthless, as demonstrated moments after grabbing our Dome Fossil by being ambushed from Rocket Admin Archer and one scarily diverse Mightyena. As I emerged from Mount Moon, this thought was playing on my mind. As we slowly approached Cerulean City, there was only one question I could think about. What were we going to do about Misty Starmie? Starmie, for those who don't know, is an extremely strong Pokemon, especially in the early stages of a Pokemon playthrough. It gains excellent coverage through TMs, hits like an absolute truck, and worst of all, it can be lightning quick. Oh, and did I mention it can recover? Through the history of gym leaders, it is my opinion that Misty might actually be the toughest to beat across all the games. If it wasn't for questionable AI in the early games, I think Misty would send 75% of trainers running back to their mummies in Pallet Town. Bubble Beam would demolish all Pokemon who didn't resist it, and it could recover off any damage suffered while sporting good bulk from a special stat. Remember, this game has much better AI. If it sees the knockout, it will go for it. Add in the fact that there is no healing during battles, so I wouldn't be able to spam potions, and it was a recipe for one monumental headache. And this was before even considering there may be 3 or 4 other Pokemon to deal with as well. While I was left pondering this, the game threw a Pokemon puzzle my way, a fun distraction that required a specific solution to win the battle and unlock the move tutor. Having the ability to relearn moves was key, as it would provide us with the flexibility to change our team. A few attempts, 11, later, and the puzzle was solved. After that little detour, it was back to the Misty Problem. The trouble was, my team was heavily weak to both water and psychic attacks, and those that weren't were too frail or too slow anyway. I needed a way of either nullifying its attacks, or to be able to outgun it. So I headed to Route 4 for answers. Initially, I was met with more problems than solutions, until it happened. The potentially perfect Pokemon had arrived. Pachirisu. Hold on there, dear viewer. Now, that's not me saying this Pachirisu is a Starmie Slayer by any means, but what it does do is offer us a chance. The nickname VGC may be a nod to our veteran trainers for the utility of this Pokemon. See, Pachirisu has access to a very unique skill set, thanks in particular to its ability, Prankster. Prankster allows the Pokemon to have priority on status moves, enabling them to move before an opponent when using certain moves. Amongst those moves are 2 in particular, Reflect and Light Screen. These moves half damage taken from physical and special moves respectively. You might see where I'm going with this. The idea would be to set up a light screen to reduce the incoming damage from Starmie to allow my Pokemon a safe switch in. There was also the option to slow Starmie down with a well-timed Nuzzle as well. Reinvigorated, it was time to face off with Misty at last. Or so I thought. I noticed while battling the first gym trainer that my Pokemon had started leveling up again. Previously, the levels were capped at 22 at Mount Moon, and in the OG games, Misty's Starmie is level 21. So I decided it's best to check the level cap before attempting this battle. It was 27. Thank goodness I decided to fight that gym trainer, as otherwise we'd have been absolutely rolled by Misty. It is possible to get to Misty without battling either trainer, so we could have been none the wiser. So, change of plan. We're doing Nugget Bridge. First things first, we needed to deal with our rival, and it was here VGC could show her quality. Setting up screens and taking all the hits. That made this one easy fight. What followed after, though, was brutal. 5 grueling battles, each tougher than the last, as we faced double battles of carefully structured teams designed to infuriate and leave you defenseless. If this had been a Nuzlocke, it might have ended here, with each battle claiming at least 1 Pokemon each. It didn't get better towards the end of the bridge either, facing a Cheek Pouch Citrus Berry Greedent and a Trailblazing Mabostiff. This was topped off with a Toxic Stalling substituting Black Sludge Salandit. What is this bridge? I was battered, I was bruised, but we cleared it. All that remained was the Rocket Grunt at the end. Daphne evolved, so I changed her from maximum bulk to an impish nature for the battle. This grunt was no joke. I'm not kidding when I say we literally survived the battle by the skin of our teeth. Dragon Rage Growlithe, Last Resort Kamala, and a Togedemaru quick as me to the kitchen when I hear there's free cake. You feel me? We won by 3 HP. Nugget Bridge bested, we could finish exploring Route 24. And ooh, another Abra. I'd take that Future Gardevoir though. Never mind. I kept this up for a while until a chance. A successful catch! Roots, on the other hand. Son of a Basculegion.
2 hours later.
Finally, with Abra and Roots added to our ranks and a failed attempt at a Charcadet, we pressed on through Route 25 to Bill's house. Once we helped him out of his cosplay, he rewarded us with a ticket aboard a luxury cruise liner, which ultimately leaves without us, so, you know. Stepping back out into the rainstorm, I stumbled upon another Johto gym leader, Bugsy. I'm going to be honest with you guys, at this point I made an error of judgment. I looked at my team and thought, this will be fine. You know that meme with the dog surrounded by fire? Yeah, I made some bad decisions and ultimately got swept by a Technician Cypher, so yeah. Chalk up wipeout number 2. Causation, Coop throwing. Hard. After leveling up Erica and Cindy, I bought the team I should have taken in the first place. I rematched Bugsy and things went a whole lot smoother. Erica handled Cypher perfectly, and shortly after, Bugsy was history, gifting us a U-turn TM for our troubles. With that, we were on our way to the main event, Misty. The strategy for Misty Starmie was to use Nightmare's ability Illusion to appear as a Leader, so that way we might trick Misty into using a Psychic move on a Dark type, which would have no effect. As a countermeasure, we also had VGC to set up screens, so if the Starmie did go for another move, we'd be able to take the hit. Let's see how this plays out. I think we just got to get into it. I think we do just have to get into it, guys. I think we've just got to bite the bullet and just go. I think it's a very sound strategy. But I guess we'll find out. Let's see what Misty's got in store for us. Now, Brock had 4 Pokemon. Brock did have 4 Pokemon. Misty might have the same. It looks like she does. She has those 4 Pokemon. She's got a Frogadier to start. Okay, so that's a fast Pokemon. That's going to be kind of difficult for us to deal with. Now, the fact that we got a Leader out is maybe somewhat good. I reckon it's... Hopefully it doesn't pursue. Because if it pursues, we're in a little bit of trouble. I think a good swap in here, to be honest, is maybe we just go Swamps. Maybe we just go Swamps and we go nice and neutral. Now, it might have a Grass move. There's possibility of Grass Knot because we did see a Plussy which had Grass Knot, so you never know. That could be a thing. But at least we get that out of the way. I am on this occasion, I'm going to go to Swamps. Because I think Swamps should be able to take whatever it's going to fire. Wherever it's going to fire at us. It's Nice Punch. That's fine. Okay, it's got the Protean. Okay, so that's kind of scary. But the advantage here is we can get the freeze, so that's really, really good. I think what we need to do is if we just fire off a Power Up Punch, nothing wrong with doing a power-up punch, right? There's the grass knot, yeah. So as predicted, it does have grass knot. This will probably take us out, yeah, especially after that ice punch. Okay, that's fine. That is absolutely okay. We might actually get swept by this thing. Isn't that just going to be absolutely terrible? Okay, so if I go VGC here and I just start setting up my screens, I think that is going to be the play, to be honest. I imagine it's going to go for something on the physical side because we are specially defensive stronger. So I'm just going to set up a reflect here just to try and start taking some of those hits. We'll see what it's going to do. It might just go, there you go, there's a rock tomb. So that's really good that we've got the reflect up there. I will also, I think, maybe I should put up the light screen as well. But I think it's worth nuzzling first. I think it's worth nuzzling. There's the ice punch. Okay, that's fine. We still got the reflect up. We'll get the nuzzle off. And then I will go to... I'll use the U-turn. I don't know what it's going to go for, though. Because it's gone for a rock move and it's gone for the ice move. So that's kind of scary. But now if I go for the U-turn here, we're going to get a swap in here. And I got to go to someone who's going to take an ice punch or a rock tomb. Because that's what it's probably going to go for. So really... the person who's going to take that best is probably going to be Alita. It's probably going to be Alita. I don't think it's going to break the illusion. I also don't want Alita to faint is the problem as well that we're looking at. I could go to Daphne. But I don't know even after, like, you know, the paralysis, whether this is... Daphne's going to outspeed. Because I think it's only a half speed now when paralyzed. It's not like the old gens where it's going to be a quarter speed. Of course, it does mean that we can potentially get off, you know, get off a magnitude, get a high stab magnitude, and yeah, that could be really good. And it could also lead who she goes into next. I think Alita should take whatever it goes for, because if it goes for an ice punch, Alita should take at least one of those. Goes to the rock tomb, that's fine. We do lose this. We do get the speed drop. Which is a slight problem. But we can do the fake out to just whittle down the health a little bit there, so that's not a problem. So we'll whittle down the health here. We might also cause a swap. It's also an advantage right now if we can act faster, because there is a rock type currently. We can act faster. This should take it out. Okay, awesome. Let's see what the next Pokemon's gonna be. God, I'm really nervous. If the Starmie comes out, it's gonna be there it is. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, there goes our strategy, guys. I think at this point we go VGC because we're gonna get hit by a psychic attack. I don't want to go to Nightmare just yet because I think that reveals that it's not Alita. If we swap and we go right, so if I go to VGC, I'll go VGC and I'll set up a light screen because we should be able to take one side beam as long as we don't get confused. It's Psy Shock. Okay, that's very problematic. I think we still go light screen though, right? Because that is still it hits the defense, but we still go light screen because it is a yeah, we go light screen here. We get the light screen up. I was thinking if we could nuzzle it, but I didn't know if we were going to outspeed it. So I think going for the light screen is better because it at least means that we get that set up. Okay, that's good. Now we find out if we do actually outspeed this, because if we can get the paralysis here, that'd be really good. We do not outspeed. So that's one of the problems as well with Starmie, which is why I wanted to get the jump, because I don't really have Pokemon who are going to take this. I don't really have Pokemon who are going to be able to take that speed. So now we see if the strategy works. It should still be Alita. Okay, it is. Okay, so now we see if the AI gets fooled by this. I am gonna go with a Snarl, I think, in this situation. I think Snarl, just so then the next follow-up attack doesn't do as much damage, and then we might scare it into swapping and we can use the pursuit. So that's the strategy that I'm going with. I think the AI knows. I should have just gone for the pursuit. But it is what it is. We'll go for the Snarl here on the Clodsire. Okay, the fact that you've got a Clodsire is kind of scary. I'm going to keep this strategy going. Because I think now that we know that the odds of Misty swapping, I'm going to keep that strategy and try and catch the Starmie on a pursuit. Because I think that's still a viable strategy. Isn't this a poison ground type? I think it is, so I think we can go to Daphne here. I think Daphne's actually going to do some really good work against Clodsire. There might be a Toxic inbound. Okay, Rock Tomb, that's fine. Rock Tomb I'm absolutely fine with. I think we might still outspeed this, you know. I think we actually still might outspeed this. So this is kind of scary. Let's go with the Magnitude. Yeah, Magnitude 5. Okay, it's a low roll. But this will do, I don't know, maybe just up to half health. There's Bulldoze, that's fine. That's not going to do too much to us. I did change Daphne, so Daphne is physically bulky. So I changed the nature from the adamant to the, I think it's an impish nature now. So we'll take those hits all days. Right, we've lost it, okay. Float cells coming in. If we can get a high magnitude here, this goes down. We've got to fight again, that's crazy. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. I think we're in trouble here, because I think if this is on the special side, this is going to take us out in one hit. Our speed is lower, so there's no way that we're going to outspeed this. I could swap. I know an ice move's inbound, though. Or a water move could be. If a water move's inbound, we could go Rose, but I know going Rose is going to be a problem, because it's going to have something like Ice Fang. And Ice Fang will probably take us out. I will stay in, I think, with Daphne, just because I feel the Clodsire we can probably take out from the range that it's at. I'll go for another magnitude. I'll hope that this is physically. It's not, so we're probably going to go down to this. This is probably taking us down. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. That's the water pulse. Okay. The strategy I'm going to go for here, I'm going to go for Elita again. I'm going to start trying to just whittle down everything. Start trying to get everything on low health so that Misty can't do lots of swaps and changes. So I'm going to go for the fake out here. This will just, you know, do some decent damage because it's not got very good defenses. That did not do as much as I thought it was going to do. Oh no. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Rose. I think we lose. I think we might actually genuinely lose this at this point. We're going to take the water pulse. Don't get confused. We might be able... Oh, that did a lot of damage. I'm not going to outspeed here, and I know that an Ice Fang. Flip turn. Okay. So the Float Seal's going to be changing out. Now, who are you going to be changing out to is the question. Because I think we're going to take out the Clodsire, or we're going to take out the Starmie here, either way. Okay, the Starmie. This is really good, because we get the Giga Drain off here. This is going to do a chunk. Now, the Side Shock is going to hurt. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I think what we're going to see here is we're going to see the Side Shock. There's no reason for us not to see the Side Shock, so I think what we do here is we go to Nightmare, we take the Side Shock. It's going to give away that we are, you know, that we're not actually Elita. But I think this is what we do. We do this, we don't get affected by the Side Shock, there's no Side Shock. I'm going to Pursuit here. I'm going to Pursuit because I feel like it's going to change. It doesn't, it recovers. Okay, I should have gone with a Snarl then. I should have made it a little bit weaker. Okay, so it knows that it can't affect me with that. Okay, there we go. So if I now go for the Pursuit... No, okay. It's just gonna... Is it just gonna recover Stormy here? If it just recover Storms me here, that's fine, because we can just keep pursuing, I think, until... I think we can just keep pursuing until the recovers run out, because there's only 10 recovers. And then it's forced to attack me, or it's gonna be scared and it's gonna swap, right? Like, I don't know if it's going to read that I keep pursuing, but we can get rid of all the recovers, which is really good. We can get rid of all the recovers. Okay, so there's another one. We're just going to go through this. There's another recover. Just going to go through all of them. Gonna go through all of them. Okay, we're just going to keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just stick with it. Because I think there's only 10 recovers, or, you know, if she's used the PP max, I think it's 16. We have 20 pursuits, so this is fine. That's 8. Oh, it changed. Okay, she changed. Okay, that's actually sad. There goes the illusion. Okay, so we can no longer rely on that anymore. Okay, we're going to get this back. I think this means now that we're just in range of Water Pulse. We are just in the range of the Water Pulse here. I think I've just got to keep going. I'm not going to outspeed. And I know that... So, the advantage we have here is a fake out. A fake out should definitely take out the Starmie. A fake out should definitely be taking out the Starmie here. So I think we go Pursuit. The Water Pulse, it could be a roll, so there's a chance we might live this. We do not when they crit. That's so unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I think here, this is where we go for the fake out. This is where we go for the fake out now. So we're gonna go fake out. Hopefully we take it out. If not, oh no, we don't. Okay, that's really bad. Okay, we need to we need to try and slow this down then, because I think the recover's inbound. I think unless it's out of recovers, I think it's still got one. I think it might still have one, because I feel like it used Water Pulse when we had used 8 pursuits, which means there's still one left. So I'm gonna go for the Rock Tomb here. Psyshock's gonna take us out. Okay, we might lose here. Yeah, Psyshock takes us out. It's all gonna come down to whether Rose can take one Psyshock. I don't think Rose does. I don't think Rose does. Okay, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Let's go. Let's hope, guys. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed. We don't. We don't. Ah, that's a shame. That's a shame. I think that we had a good strategy against that Starmie. I think that very first where Starmie just swapped out, I don't understand it. It must have known that wasn't a Lita. Oh well, we go back to the drawing board. Has Misty pushed us to our limits? Will Nightmare be able to take its revenge on Starmie? Will we ever get that trip on the luxury cruise liner that we've so been waiting for? Find out next time.